What's the only macronutrient your body can't replace? We've already talked about building your system, informing the system, and governing the system. In this video, we're going to talk about what actually gives your system structure, and that's amino acids and protein. Not carbs, not calories, structure. And here's something that hides in plain sight, and most people don't even consider until it's taken a large toll on their health already. Calories are easy to get. Nutritional density is not. Carbs are everywhere, fats are everywhere, sugars are everywhere. High quality protein is not. And that's the only macronutrient your body cannot replace. You can make glucose, your body can store fats. It cannot make essential amino acids. They're so important that if you don't consume them, your body will literally break itself down in order to obtain them. The primary purpose of protein is structure, not fuel. Protein helps you build skin, fascia, muscles, tendons, ligaments, enzymes, hormones, neurotransmitters, immune cells, detoxification cells, transport proteins. Every cell and system in your body requires protein to even exist. Without protein, your metabolism slows down, your hormones miscommunicate, your neurotransmitters don't even have a pathway to reach their destination, immunity fails, repair and recovery fail, aging accelerates because you don't even have the parts to replace what's being used. This isn't gym conversation. This is human biology. So by now, you should understand why I tell people that as long as you have the core four, even on a low calorie diet, you won't be nutritionally deprived because the multis provide the vitamins and minerals. And we even included the omega fatty acids in it. The Vigor and Vitality greens provide you with the phytonutrients, plants, the fruit, vegetables, right? What you need in that area. The DK, that provides hormonal regulation. And then protein completes the core four because it provides structure. That's nutritional density, not calorie dependence. That's what the body was designed to work and function with. If vitamins and minerals are the tools, and phytonutrients are the instructions, and vitamin DK are the command signal, then protein is the material that all of this is made out of. No protein, no repair. No protein, no adaptation. No protein, no resilience. And this becomes even more critical with age, illness, injury, stress, training, fat loss, hormone imbalance, neurotransmitter issues, autoimmune conditions, gut conditions. And here's the thing. All proteins don't provide the same type of material, and they're not equally used on the different job sites. And so in order to mitigate some of the confusion, I'm going to share with you the top 3 protein supplements I typically recommend and why I recommend them. Our first recommendation is whey protein. It has the fastest absorption rate and the highest bioavailability of any protein source consumed by humans. It's also a complete protein because it contains all 9 essential amino acids. These essential amino acids are so important. There's entire books and studies made on where you're deficient on an amino acid and what produces or what condition that produces. So I say, why risk being deficient in any of them? Thirdly, it actually helps sustain a healthy muscle mass. And when properly sourced and formulated, it actually serves your body as an antioxidant. This makes whey protein ideal for accelerating injury repair rates, for boosting recovery after training, for maintaining lean mass during fat loss, for keeping a healthy metabolic rate in rest time, for providing large amounts of branched-chain amino acids. And here's one most people don't realize. High quality whey protein actually serves as a precursor for glutathione in your body. And glutathione is your primary intracellular antioxidant. This means that whey doesn't just help you build tissues, it actually helps protect your organs and tissues as they're being built. Whey protein isn't just essential as building material, it's also essential as protein signals. It tells your body we have resources available, so you can now recover, repair, regenerate, adapt, grow. And this becomes crucial, especially as we age, because our anabolic signaling becomes less sensitive, meaning it gets harder and harder to maintain or build muscle mass. And skeletal muscle isn't just mechanical tissue. It's the largest endocrine organ in your body. It produces myokines that regulate hormones, neurotransmitters, immune function, inflammation, insulin sensitivity. This is why having muscle mass or strength is among the top predictors for longevity, only second to having a high VO2 max. Since whey protein is both a signaling molecule and building material, that's why it's our first recommendation as a protein source. Our second recommendation is prime protein from beef for structural support and metabolic control. Now, beef protein isn't just an alternative to whey, it serves its own biological purpose. It has a broad, naturally balanced amino acid profile. It has more proline and glycine than whey does. It is digested slower for a more consistent release of building blocks. It provides a constant supply of connective tissue material. It helps regulate appetite and satiety, helps with insulin control. It helps with blood sugar stability. And that's why it's positioned uniquely to provide all these different building materials without any drastic changes in your metabolism. So unlike fast absorbing proteins, this one helps decrease large insulin spikes. It helps provide a continuous flow of amino acids. And it makes it ideal for people who want to avoid dairy, who work out later at night, who have insulin sensitivities, and those who are just looking for a constant maintenance without the stimulation. And so beef-based protein is a foundational protein. Okay, it actually supports the quiet and slow maintenance work that happens on a continuous basis. You know, the kind that's actually required for long-term resilience. And that's why that's our second recommendation. Our third recommendation is collagen prime for connective tissue signaling and structural integrity. Now, collagen is not a complete protein, but this is exactly why it's so powerful. See, collagen is uniquely rich in glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline, which are the exact amino acids required to repair and rejuvenate tendons, ligaments, fascia, your intervertebral discs, joint capsules, your skin, your gut lining. And even when your daily protein intake looks adequate, most diets are chronically deficient in these specific amino acids. Research has shown that collagen peptides can actually trigger collagen growth in your body or collagen production. They stimulate fibroblastic activity, which are the cells that take the collagen and deposit it where it's needed. And it improves connective tissue integrity. It's important to mention that these signals take place even when volume of training or active stimulation is low, which means that when formulated properly, a high quality collagen source could actually trigger repair during recovery, during injury, as you age, and even when training volume is low. Collagen does not build muscle. It builds the infrastructure that allows muscles to function safely and effectively. And this is why collagen prime pairs perfectly with whey and or beef protein supplementation. Not as a replacement, but as structural reinforcement. That's why it's our third recommendation. Whey builds capacity. Beef stabilizes structure. Collagen reinforces the framework. Different materials, different job sites, one system. That's why there's no perfect protein. There's only the right protein for the right job. That's why we provide whey for fast and complete signaling, beef for metabolic and insulin regulation, and collagen for structural integrity and support of your connective tissues. Now, which one to choose from is rarely the issue, especially if you combine them properly or alternate them during the day. The problem comes from poor sourcing, poor formulation strategies, poor intent. When independently tested, lab results consistently show that most protein powders are already damaged and denatured before even packaging. They're filler heavy, they're amino-spiked, and once you ingest them, they're actually pro-inflammatory, meaning they create an inflammatory response in your body because of the poor quality formulations they have. That's why we created Prime Whey, Prime Protein, and Collagen Prime for amino acid integrity, digestibility, bioavailability, and systemic compatibility and function. So by now, you've seen the entire architecture. The multis provide the tools and machinery. The greens provide instruction and intelligence. DK provides governance and command. And protein provides the material and structure that support and form everything. This isn't supplementation. This is systemic design. As people argue and concern themselves talking about diseases and conditions, at Neuropower Corp, we help people prevent deficiencies, retain cellular capacity, and avoid or recover from breakdown. Because breakdown takes place when recovery is unsupported, when repair signals are weak, when instructions are poor, and when protein intake is insufficient or incomplete. And protein doesn't just help us build muscle. It helps us preserve and facilitates capacity. That's why protein completes our core 4 daily essentials within the Neuropower Corp system. Not for fads or trends or aesthetics, but for resiliency, for repair and recovery, for prevention, for longevity. When the body has the tools and machinery that it needs with the proper instructions and the proper commands and all the material that it needs for support, it doesn't just survive. It continually develops the capacity to adapt and thrive. So if you want to be able to avoid and recover from breakdown, if you want optimal levels of health, if you want fitness superior than what you currently have, if you want to perform at the highest level, whether it's at work, at leisure, in sports, or with your loved ones, then at the very minimum, always make sure that you have and you're providing your body with the daily core 4 essentials.